When you start living an intentional life, every thought, every moment, every word becomes sacred, becomes intentional, has meaning behind it. There are some people who believe the world has no meaning, but God wouldn't have put us here if it had no meaning, if there was no meaning to it all. In the details, if you've studied science, the intelligence of it all. I mean, everyone knows about law of attraction now. Humans are intelligent, but the creator of all things, how everything is set up, is beyond intelligence, beyond words, beyond words. But living an intentional life isn't just about law of attraction. It isn't about staying away from toxic people so you can heal. You automatically heal once you get yourself out of the way. Once you get the patterns and the habits that you've learned in order to survive this world, or that you were taught, like, life is hard. You gotta work hard. You gotta hustle. I know one of mine was, if you don't work hard, that you're a piece of shit, right? So that was like ingrained into me as a child. And that's one of the reasons why I don't feel great whenever I don't work. It's because that was ingrained into me, right? So healing is literally just unlearning patterns. At your purest state, without thought, you simply being who you are, which is pure awareness, that is where the magic happens. Being intentional, moment to moment, allows more energy to come through, allows more divinity to come through, allows you to actually see the beauty in the world. Time does work differently for those who are truly aware. If you've ever had a near-death experience when you were so present in the moment and it seemed like everyone else was going faster, it seemed like you were in slow motion, that's because in that moment of danger, you were truly aware of everything going on. And it seemed like everyone else was going at a faster pace, but it's because you actually slowed down. You were actually aware to see everything that was going on. And you don't have to be in a state of danger. You just have to practice your awareness, practice what you're focusing on, practice remaining thoughtless moment by moment. I know it sounds weird, but that's just the conditioning of this society. That's why it sounds weird, because we're taught that you're stupid if you don't think. But knowledge only goes so far. Look how the society is now. Everything is at our fingertips, and yet people take everything at face value and everything as the truth. People really don't question if it's a fact anymore. And what is a fact? Reality is negotiable. You can change reality. There's principle, there's laws, of course, that you can bend. You can't exactly change them. But yes, you can bend. Even you can defy the laws of gravity. Everyone wants to bring that up, but you can. And how you develop your magic takes practice, like anything else. The first thing to anything is having that self-awareness. Even if whenever you were studying or doing something in school, you were aware that you weren't good at a subject. So if you can't do any magic, you are aware that you cannot do it, and that is the first step. And then you practice, like anything else. You can practice to get better at things. And one of the things that is truly helpful is your awareness, your moment-to-moment awareness. Because if you can't see the magic all around you because you're not aware enough, you're not present enough. I don't want to say that you slow down, because you can navigate life faster when you slow down. Like the analogy of the near-death experience, you can navigate and sidestep when you need to because everyone else is going at a faster pace. So you can navigate better because you are fully aware of everything that's going on. Like the Matrix. So if you haven't had a near-death experience, to experience that, great. So just think of the Matrix then. Where everything, even the bullets, slow down. And he can navigate better. Because to him, reality, time itself, has slowed down and even stopped. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a near-death experience in order for you to do this. It's just gaining more awareness, gaining more consciousness, accessing more consciousness. Everyone wants to know how to access more consciousness, but it's really allowing everything else to fade away and remaining in that pure awareness state. And then little by little adding elements in, like adding your intention, your will, your energy to affect other energy. You are the highest form of consciousness. You and God. God obviously above, but people like to, I am the vine and you are the branch, okay? We are a part of God, but we are not the whole one consciousness that created it all. But yes, you can sway other energies and other frequencies. Whenever you're healing someone, you can either run the energy on them and through them, or you just hold the pure vibrational state, and then someone being around you, their energy actually tunes to yours because you have the highest energy. That's why I don't believe in staying away from toxic people, is because once you have that high energy, everyone is made better in your presence because of your energy. So yes, you just have the energy flowing through you. Because I don't really want to say hold it, because you don't really hold it, but I like moving the energy through me and then through whatever I'm healing. Like one of the cats that are running around here, I healed the cat. And animals are way easier to heal than humans, because some humans you got to heal them a few times in order for them to actually like stop the pattern that caused the illness to begin with. But the cat, like, it was broken. It wasn't like an actual illness. And it took me like 30 to 45 minutes of pure concentration and like energy flowing. You have to work on your awareness. You have to work on your focus. Not just energy. You have to practice having a long attention span. Which I have ADHD, so I know all the excuses. But I can just snap myself back into focus if I really need to. But I give myself leeway because I know myself. I don't like a straight fucking leash. I will... I don't like authority. Yeah. Even with myself. So I do let my ADHD go wild and be productive that way instead of just focusing on one thing at a time. But in order to heal, you do have to heal others or heal animals, whatever you're trying to do. You do have to have a long attention span. Like, you can't just divert your attention from what you're doing. Whenever I like swirl the particles in the bathroom, the thing that I talked about the other day, the morning message, it does take focus. You do have to, well, it takes me like a minute to get the energy, like a good minute. It feels like a good minute, but maybe it's a few seconds. That's what I'm talking about. Time works differently. And I thought the sun was going to be out today. I got pretty dressed up just to be in the sun. And the birds. Yeah, there's a lot of birds. So it really depends on where you are at and what you want to do. What are you trying to achieve? Because I believe in you. I believe in all of us. I believe in that better future. I put more energy into that better future. And that's why I have written a whole book about it. It's really on the evolution of consciousness, but it's a fictional story with real aspects. And there's glimpses of the future in that book. In my book, but it takes you through the stages and the levels of consciousness through the main character. So it's amazing. I definitely did a great job. Me and my guides did a great job. Very proud of it. My hand's getting cold. I should have brought a jacket. So what are some things that you can implement today? Even if that is just being intentional with not scrolling, being intentional with your time, knowing where you are placing your attention, having alarms go off. I have all sorts of things that go off on my phone that remind me to pay attention to time, because I do get lost in the things that I'm doing, because I have that focus where I will focus on 1 or 5 things depending on ADHD that reminds me, hey, what are you doing? What you focus on expands. Your focus is putting energy into things. So be very intentional on where you're placing your energy. There's a lot of things I stopped doing recently because I just didn't even want to give it the energy. I unsubscribed to a lot of people. Didn't want to give it the energy. Your energy, your time, and attention is money. So put your money where your mouth is, that type of thing. But put your energy on the things that you want to expand. And I don't want to expand fear in this world, so that's why I won't even give it the time of day. What are you doing? I don't know if this cat's gonna... What are you doing? Yeah, now you can see the cat. I think he's looking for his brothers. They're all male. So, thank you for being here. You can start today. You can start living a magical life right now. You can be intentional right now. And I fully believe in you. And I definitely believe that you are here for a reason. I believe in your life, in your essence, in your consciousness. I believe in the power of you. So, have a great day.